Okay, let's just jump right in. You know that song that gets into your head, and then for the rest of the day, you're just humming it and you almost can't get rid of it?
Mm,
That is not an accident. That stickiness is the result of some really careful design. Today, we're going to break down how popular songs are actually built, the hidden rules, and the science behind a super catchy track.
yeah. Think of it like we're pulling back the curtain on the whole process. We're going straight to the key components of what makes a modern hit.
So what's the mission?
We're going to explore the predictable structure, the secret to a great melody, why the hook is so important, and how technology and collaboration really drive everything today. This is the playbook.
A playbook for a hit song. I like it. So let's start with the blueprint. You're saying most hits follow a really specific, predictable pattern.
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
And it's really all about your brain. It's about cognitive ease and expectation. When a song follows that standard pop structure, your brain feels comfortable, kind of knows what's coming next.
So that familiarity makes it easier to remember.
Exactly. It maximizes memorability. Psychologists have even linked that familiar pattern, the verse builds tension, the chorus releases it, to something called cognitive cycling. It gives you these little hits of dopamine.
Which keeps you coming back for more.
It keeps you listening on repeat.
Okay, so lay out this blueprint for us. What are the parts?
It all starts with the intro. Its job is just to set the mood and introduce the beat, or maybe a little sound that becomes the song's signature.
Right, and then comes the first verse.
Yep, the first verse. This is where the story begins. You're describing the setting or introducing the main feeling of the song.
So that's the setup. But what comes right before, the main event?
That's the pre-chorus. And it's one of the most underrated parts of a song, I think. Its whole job is to build up tension and excitement.
Just enough so the chorus feels huge.
Precisely. So that when the chorus hits, it feels like this massive release of energy.
Okay, let's talk about it. The chorus.
The chorus is the core. It has the song's main message, usually the title, and of course, the catchiest, most singable melody. It's repeated so much for a reason.
And after that, we go into a second verse.
Right. The second verse continues the story. It gives you more details or maybe a different perspective on what happened in the first verse.
I feel like after that second chorus, there's always a big change up. That's the bridge, right?
Yes. The bridge is a complete change of scenery. It's meant to give you a different musical or lyrical idea. It breaks the repetition.
It's like a turning point in the story.
That's a great way to put it. It shifts the mood, maybe with new chords, before you drive home with that final chorus.
And then we just wrap it all up.
With the outro. It's the wind down.
Hmm.
It might fade out, letting that main hook linger, or it could end with one strong final note. That whole structure is built for maximum impact.
Okay, so that's the house, the structure. But what about the path you walk through it, the melody, the part you actually hum? What makes a melody stick in your brain like that?
Well, a great pop melody has to be accessible. It needs to be simple enough that you can remember it after hearing it just one time. And songwriters do that with a lot of repetition, on purpose.
But doesn't that risk being boring if it's too simple?
That's a great question. And no, because the complexity is handled in a very subtle way. A great melody often grows from this tiny musical idea. It's called a motif.
A motif, like a little seed for the song.
Exactly. It's a building block. And they'll develop that motif throughout the whole track. It creates variety, but everything still feels connected and familiar.
That makes sense.
And technically, pop melodies also have a really smooth flow. The notes don't jump around too much because that's easier for the human voice to sing.
Which means the fans can sing along.
Right. And they keep it in a comfortable vocal range. So the verse might be lower, more conversational, and then the chorus melody jumps higher for that emotional punch. It's all about contrast.
But beyond the melody in general, we have to talk about the most powerful part of all, the hook.
Yes, the hook is everything.
So what is it exactly? Is it just the catchiest lyric?
It can be, but not always. A hook is a short, extremely catchy moment that's designed to grab your attention immediately. The main hook is usually in the chorus, but it could be a weird synth sound, a guitar riff, or even a specific drum beat.
Oh, interesting. So the hook can be any sound that's unforgettable.
Correct. And a great hook often feels familiar, even the first time you hear it. It pulls you in, and it almost always has a rhythmic pattern that makes you want to move.
Like tap your foot or nod your head.
Exactly. Songwriters spend most of their time trying to get that hook just right. It can make or break a song.
So once you have the structure and that sticky melody, you need the words, the lyrics. How do songwriters get these big emotions across in just a few simple lines?
They focus on one thing: relatability. Pop songs are almost always about universal themes. Friendship, love, heartbreak, just everyday life.
So everyone can see themselves in it.
Right. And the language has to be direct and clear. If you have to work to figure out what it means, the song loses its power.
What about that old writing advice, show, don't tell? Does that apply here?
Oh, absolutely. The best lyrics show you a situation instead of just telling you I feel sad. They'll describe, like standing in the rain or seeing an empty chair, an image that creates the feeling.
And what about rhyming? I notice a lot of songs don't have perfect rhymes anymore.
Yeah, that's a style thing. They use what are called near rhymes, where the vowel sounds are similar but not identical. It sounds more modern, more natural than a perfect, clunky rhyme.
So every line in the verse has to push the story, but the chorus is the main idea.
The chorus lyrics have to be the most powerful and easy to understand lines in the whole song. They carry all the weight.
Okay, let's shift to the beat, the rhythm, the song's heartbeat.
Rhythm is what makes you feel the song in your body. Most pop uses what's called a common time signature.
That's just that simple 4/4 beat, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the one. It's easy for our brains to follow. But the real magic is in the groove.
Define groove. What is that, really?
The groove isn't just the drums. It's the fash. It's the interaction between the drums, the bass, and how the singer phrases their words. It's the space between the notes. That's what gives a song its personality.
So how do you keep that steady beat from getting boring?
With a technique called syncopation. That's when you play notes deliberately off the main beat.
So you're landing in unexpected places.
Exactly. It creates excitement, a little bit of tension, and it gives the track a really modern feel. It makes you want to dance in a more complex way.
And of course, speed matters.
Totally. We measure it in beats per minute, or BPM. A faster BPM, say around 120, feels energetic and happy. Slower, like 80 BPM, feels more serious or calm.
Okay, let's move on to the background, the chords that hold everything up.
Right, the harmonic foundation. Chords set the emotional tone. And pretty much everyone can instantly hear the difference between major chords, which sound happy and bright.
And minor chords, which sound sad or kind of mysterious.
Yes. And a chord progression is just the order you play those chords in.
What's so special about pop chord progressions?
What's amazing is how few of them there are in the biggest hits. So many famous songs from the last 60 years use the exact same four-chord progression. It's often called the IV progression.
Wait, really? You mean classic songs and modern tracks have the same harmonic skeleton? How is that even possible?
It's because that specific progression is just incredibly pleasing to the human ear. It's the perfect mix of familiarity and movement. And when the chords are simple, it lets you focus on the singer and the story.
So once you have the chords and the melody, someone has to turn all these ideas into a finished product. That's the music producer.
The producers, like the director of the song, they help choose the right instruments and sounds to make sure the track feels modern and professional.
And they'll suggest changes, right? Like cutting a verse or making a chorus longer.
All the time. Their job is to maximize excitement, and they do it all with technology. They work in what are called digital audio workstations, or DAWs.
So a virtual recording studio on a computer.
Pretty much. They record, edit, and mix every sound to make sure the balance is perfect. They add all the layers like backing vocals or electronic effects that make a song sound so rich.
And that technology has really changed everything for songwriters, hasn't it?
It's been a total game changer. Now you can use virtual instruments so you can have an entire orchestra in your song without hiring a single musician.
And what about using bits of old songs?
That's called sampling. A producer takes a tiny piece of an old recording, a drum beat, a vocal, and builds something new around it. And then you have vocal effects like auto-tune.
Which everyone thinks is just for fixing mistakes.
It can be, but now it's mostly used as a stylistic choice to create that specific hyper-modern vocal sound you hear in a lot of pop and hip-hop.
Okay, we have the structure, the hook, the tech. What are the final creative steps that make a song really connect with people?
It all comes back to clear storytelling. The verse sets the scene. The bridge is the turning point. And the chorus is the moral of the story. That structure makes your personal story feel universal.
But it's rarely just one person writing it anymore, is it?
Very rarely. Most hits are written by teams of 3, 4, sometimes more people. They have these things called co-writing camps, where they collaborate intensely.
I guess that brings a lot of different strengths to the table. One person is great with lyrics, another with melody.
Exactly. But it means you have to be ready for feedback and be willing to change your ideas for the good of the song.
With so many people working on a track, how do you develop your own unique style?
Well, you start by learning from your favorite artists. You take apart their songs. But then you have to blend your influences. Take a beat from electronic music, a lyrical idea from folks, and create something that is uniquely you. The most powerful tool you have is your own authentic voice.
And once it's all done, the final mix is approved. You just have to get it out there.
Sharing is everything. Artists use social media and streaming to build a global community. And playing live, even at a school event or an open mic night, is so important. It teaches you how to connect with an audience in real time.
So, to wrap this all up, from that predictable structure to the four-chord progression and the producer's final polish, a pop song is this incredible mix of science, tech, and storytelling.
Right. And understanding this blueprint doesn't kill creativity.
Right.
It actually gives you the tools to express it. It takes practice to master these things, but now you know the fundamentals.
So the next time you're listening to a huge hit, you can try to spot the parts.
Yeah, try to identify the verse, find the bridge, and isolate that exact moment when the hook grabs you. It's a whole new way of listening.
Good luck applying this to your own listening, or maybe even writing your next hit.